Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Cathy Gorn.
I'm really pleased to be here to talk a little bit about National History Day because I really can think of nothing more profound than seeing the light bulb turn on in a young person's head and feeling like maybe I had just a little bit to do with that. Well, National History Day does that for more than 500,000 kids every year. We do it for kids in all 50 states, in the District of Columbia, in the territories of Guam and America Samoa, and we do it in international schools in Asia, and in Department of Defense schools in Asia and Europe. So it has become a global program. And we do this because we believe that the future of democracy depends on educated citizens. And understanding the nation's past and its place in the world is crucial to the process. And notice I say understanding, not memorizing. And this is not a program in which kids memorize names and dates, ingest all those facts and things, and then regurgitate it when they're asked a question or try to come up with it and pick the right answer on a multiple choice test. We don't do that because there's no relevance to that. There's no meaning to that. So you have these names and dates, then so what? No wonder so many young people think history's boring. But not when they do National History Day. When they do National History Day, they find out that history can really come alive. Just like we're feeling right here with all these wonderful artifacts. We have kids that go out into museums to do research. They go into archives. They do oral history interviews. They look at the primary documents, the raw ingredients of history. So we're encouraging them to be little historians. And in the process, they learn a lot of history, of course, but they learn its significance. They draw conclusions based on an annual theme. So it's not just about describing the event. They tell us why that event is important, or that person, just like the three young men did just a little bit ago. Once they've kind of sifted and analyzed these materials and information, they then present in different formats. You saw a performance. Kids can do a paper. They can do a tabletop exhibit. They can do a performance or a website or a documentary. So they have a creative outlet as well. So in the process of doing this and learning about the past, they also learn very important skills like research, analytical thinking, presentation, collaboration, teamwork. All of those are 21st century skills that I'm sure many of you have read about, and that's big now. They're talking about 21st century skills, the skills that are important for young people to succeed in work and in life. Well, I've been doing this for 29 years, and yes, I was 6 when I started, just so you know. And it never gets old. I'm still here after 29 years because it never, ever gets old. What I have in my office is a big filing cabinet of testimonials, files and files of testimonials, and they're from kids who write and say what an impact it had on their lives. They're from parents who say, my child was about to drop out, and History Day actually caused him to start realizing that learning could actually be not only interesting, but fun. We have letters from teachers who will talk about a student who never completed a project before. But because he got to take ownership, and these kids get to take ownership of their learning, self-guided, self-directed, that gets them excited and interested. And then the competition part is the fun part, and that's the carrot. So they enter the contest at the local level, or the county level here, the state, and then on to the national event in Maryland. So we've got all those testimonials, but that's just the qualitative stuff. Policymakers, foundations, they want statistics. So due to the incredible generosity of the Kenneth E. Baring family, we were able to conduct an independent study by a well-known national evaluation firm. Not announced the results. We'll do that next week, actually on Capitol Hill. and we're going to be joined by Cokie Roberts in making the announcement, so we're very excited. But you have in your packet, and at some point, please take a minute to look at it, so some of the key findings. So you're getting this sneak preview here. Some of the key findings, and I'll just give you one example. In Texas, where they test everything. They test how you open a classroom door. I mean, they test everything. And their Texas assessment of knowledge and skills. National History Day kids outperformed non-National History Day kids 66 to 19%. Now, if that's not impressive, not just in history, but in math and science. And you saw that performance, how these kids put science and history together. So what all this does is help them think, and then they can apply those thinking skills to other subjects, and as they move on in life, in college, and whatever endeavor they might choose to pursue. So I'm very excited about what we're going to be showing off in the next week. So that's the general overview of National History Day, but what about California? National History in California has a 25-year history, and every year it has an impact on tens of thousands of young people. It's been one of our most successful state programs. It's garnered a lot of national winners, and I think the big rallying cry by the other states is beat California. But there's still a lot of students and teachers who have not participated. So after 25 years of building the foundation, we said, okay, now it's time for us to take History Day to the next level. And so we turned to Superintendent Bill Habermill at the Orange County Department of Education, and with his vision and leadership, his truly extraordinarily skilled and knowledgeable staff are thinking creatively about outreach to more schools, and especially in urban areas and those very remote rural areas that are sometimes forgotten. So we're looking forward to that, and participation, especially in the North, participation has not been very strong, but our National History Day State Coordinator, Debbie Granger, very quickly began working with her counterparts in counties all over California, and especially there in the North, where Avi Black in Alameda County is spearheading the charge. So we're very much looking forward to much more participation and outreach. And of course, none of this can happen. None of this can happen without support. So I am glad to be here to encourage you all to help invest in National History Day. Superintendent Habermill took this program on in this last year with no budget. You know, you can't do anything for free, but he took it on because he knows the impact this has on kids. So he took it on, and his goal is to find the resources to help support his staff and the program statewide. But he can't do it alone, so I implore you to invest in this incredible program.